It's good.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to I Hate to Say I Told You So. So, my name is Don, and today I've got the football manager extraordinaire, Dave Miller, from the Kitchen Sinks, chatting a little bit of football. Dave, what's up?
After that intro, I hope I can live up to what you just said. And I must say, I'm not really a social media guy. This is probably the most adventurous thing I've ever done. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Thank you for having me.
Dude, yeah. So let's backtrack a little bit and tell you guys why we decided to do this. When was it? Lockdown got us bad, and Dave and everybody getting nominated for the footballers that had the biggest impact in our lives. And we waited for about a month before we finally got nominated.
Just watching everyone get nominated sucked. I was like, when is someone going to nominate me?
Yeah, so like literally, Dave and I have not stopped chatting football for the past 2 months. It's been like almost every single day, just chatting football. I don't even know how many voice notes. And as a result, obviously, we've decided to come out and discuss a little bit of ball while we're here.
Exactly. And I'm terrible with voice notes. I actually prefer the voice notes to the text thing, but there's a lot of ums, but we get over it. We do.
So now what we've got to do is we're trying to get you way outside the comfort zone. Now put you on camera.
Well, yeah, I've got this light in my face. We're going to give it the best. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to be brutally honest. I think when it comes to my football views, they're not always the most popular. So, but let's see. Let's see. Sometimes I even slag my own players.
That's exactly why I hate to say I told you so.
Exactly.
I don't really care.
Great man.
I just want to find out a little bit more about you. So for those of you who don't know, you probably won't, Dave is an avid Liverpool supporter. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I think it's the first time in your life, eh?
Yeah. It is, obviously. I mean, look, have I been a Liverpool fan for as long as some of our other friends know? I was converted into one. I got converted from a team I would rather not mention. Yes, let's not even get into that.
Yeah. United fans to hate you.
No, I don't. But look, I wasn't an avid football fan back then, and I was just sort of slotting into what was popular. Back in the day, United was who you followed. I mean, they had the Cantonars, I even loved Karel Boborski. I mean, you know, Giggs, Beckham, they had all these players, and you just thought, well, why wouldn't I be a fan?
Exactly.
And I mean, golden era, and that's when I started watching, and Liverpool just spoke to me more. One of our close friends, actually, if it wasn't for him, I would not be a Liverpool fan. I would be an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, Arsenal fans, yeah. Good people.
It was a good choice. It was a good. I was sort of teetering on a little bit of a bridge, and when I watched my first Liverpool game, I decided after that was it. Okay. And obviously, we've gone through some hard times.
Cool. No, for sure. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so look, let's talk recent success. You guys obviously come away. You guys have won a number of trophies now over the past couple of years, which is really great. I think Jurgen Klopp is a really good manager. He seems to extract the best out of those players. And then tell me, like, Wednesday happened. What up? Like, was it? Or is everyone still hungover from the?
Yes. I would say. I mean, there's obviously that meme going around of all the lads like as the Hangover crew, of the movie, and I had to have a laugh because the only thing I can think of is that the Oaks were genuinely hungover, because I have never seen a more lackluster display from them this season. I haven't. The Watford game does ring a bell. I mean, we lost 3-0 to Watford. Got clubbed yesterday 3-0 by Chelsea.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a surprise to me. I thought we're going to show a lot more bottle than we did against City. And I mean, with the likes of Foden
winning.
Well, look, we've won it already, but I mean, it doesn't mean that we need to go to sleep now. Rather play like Origi up front, or start switching things around. You know.
What do you think about bringing in the youngsters? Bringing all the youngsters now, let them see out the last 7 or 8 games, and kind of
love that
mixture of youth with the experience, with those guys winning all the games now, just trying to build some momentum moving forward for the next couple of years. Is that maybe a tactic that the guys could have a look at?
I think 100%. Like I genuinely think that it is the time to try out what we need to try out right now. There's no better time. We've won the league with 7 games to spare. Like, do records mean that much now? Klopp has delivered exactly what every single Liverpool fan wants. Give Origi a run. Give Curtis Jones a run. I wish we could call Brewster back from loan, but that's not going to happen. Not that I can see. I would love to give the young guys a run. Given a sort of Arsenal mindset. Look at Saka yesterday.
Dude,
I mean,
Saka was okay, but let's also let's just quickly.
No, I'm switching. So,
I'm just like, here's this kid, wasn't sure about his future, went out, took a contract extension, plus they've renegotiated terms, and he's producing the goods. And we're talking about a young lad that's probably only 18 or 19 years old.
I know. And you look at the youngsters.
Because it wasn't like yesterday's performance just goes to show the balls that these kind of youngsters have got. And my question then, I'm obviously an Arsenal supporter, is where the hell have these guys been for the whole season? Dude, like, honestly, it was
valid question.
It's the first time we've won 2 games, 2 away games.
And clean sheet.
Very
important.
Since 2018.
You're joking.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So now you've got all these youngsters.
You are kidding me.
Yeah.
That's a stat I don't know.
Okay, anyway, so now we're talking youngsters now, whatever else. Okay, I'm going to, now let's get...
This is the hot topic, and we could probably speak about youngsters for the next half an hour.
Yeah.
Greenwood, let's just say the name. I mean, yeah. But anyways, let's get back to
okay, so now I want to get back to the champions that are Liverpool. Okay. Obviously, there was lots of speculation about Timo Werner joining the Reds. That hasn't happened. You guys have taken, I think the only major acquisition you guys have recently taken was Minamino. Look, he's quick. I think he's maybe an investment for the future. That being said, who would you like to see come to the club? Like, where do you think you guys have got, maybe a shortfall or a deficit where you guys have got a bit of weakness? Because it's not a completely rounded squad. There are some aging skills.
I feel you there. I understand. I think
completely thrown you off now.
No, not at all. I've got an answer. I think we need to be investing in depth as opposed to replacing players.
Especially if you've got Champions League, FA Cup, you've got
FA Cup,
tournaments, so
League Cup.
Manage the stamina and the energy levels of those players.
You don't necessarily need to sign world beaters. You know, we linked with Thiago Alcantara at the moment, which is making me
great.
Salivate. Like,
exactly. I think he's solid.
We can get him for 30 million. What a steal! I mean, he was in the world class league. You know, actually talking about him as world class like 4 years ago. I was actually talking to one of our friends, James. He'll bring a sense of calm to the midfield that I don't think we have at the moment.
I think Fabinho brings it.
Yeah. Fabinho's great.
Yeah, no, Fabinho. I was never a fan, but I think I have been converted. I think he's really, really solid. He's not a very.
It's hard to deny.
He's not a very flashy player, but he gets the work done.
No, he's got a thunderbolt on him. I mean, it's 2 long ranges.
Back of the net.
Like, if I were there, I'd be one of those like shoot, hit it, like hit the ball, like shoot.
No, Vinny, no.
Yeah. Like how you probably feel when Xhaka gets the ball. I mean, sometimes they can come up with some insane shots.
Yeah.
Maybe it's why he's still there, but that's another chat for another day.
So you saying, okay, maybe bolster the midfield a little bit to get Thiago in there. But
I think he'd be a fantastic acquisition. Now, I'm going to throw something out there. Unfortunately, it's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Not possible, and it actually makes me really upset.
Yeah.
I'm fuming that we did not capitalize on Sane. Like, what the hell? I know he wanted to go back to Germany, but for me, if you could say
people that wanted him,
you can have anyone in the world right now, I'd have two players, Mbappe and Sane. Otherwise, maybe with a third choice, Werner, fourth, Adama Traore. Like, those are the four that I would love at the moment. But then again, it doesn't sort our problem out. It's a great question, Don. I think we need an out-and-out striker. Personally, I don't think we have that. I think we let go of a player I would.
Werner, I thought that was done deal.
Werner, I don't know what happened. If you look at things, there's some dodgy stuff that happens. As we linked with these players, look at Nabil Fekir. We were linked with him, and then all of a sudden, this deal just fell through. And I was so shocked. Confusing as to why these deals fall through. I remember back in the day when we were caught in Shaqiri, we had a funny thing as well. There was like a medical that went awry or something like that. I was like, what is going on here? But I think I was talking to one of my friends the other day. If we lose a player, so let's just say Mane is out.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to crumble. We tend to crumble a little bit. Like, when I watch it, I'm just like, what is going on here? It seems as if without those front three, and without and let's just say without our complete squad, we battle, man. We battle. So when Salah's not on the field, we don't look together. When Dino's not on the field, he's pulling strings. We look lost. So I'm more interested in investing in it as opposed to replacing players. I think, and sorry, Liverpool fans, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know there's one that agrees with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I look at Salah, he drags lip a little bit. I don't know if he necessarily wants to be there sometimes. It worries me slightly. Whereas you look at Mane, you look at Firmino, these oaks are happy. Whereas Salah drags lip a little bit. He had the same look Stevie had when Chelsea were courting him a while ago.
Yes.
I don't like that look. I'm of the school of thought. If you don't want to play for the club, get out of here. Like, go. I don't care.
Yeah.
But he looked a bit happier the other day.
He's gone out. He won everything with Liverpool. What's keeping him there?
Exactly. But then again, why would you leave Premier League and Champions League winners? It's maybe he just needs something else. I don't know. There could be something going on. But after we had won the league and it was secure, the deal was done. Like, then he looked a bit happier. I think there was a lot of stress on his shoulders. He's our talisman. He's everything. Without Salah,
glimmers of the player he was a season or two ago.
Glimmers, but not as strong, in my opinion. Not as strong. I find him very one-dimensional. He's going to bring it onto his left and go for the bottom left. Yeah. As a defender, he's quite easy to work out, I feel. Good with a chip. He's got a great finish.
He's also very quick. So you're going to have to for you to try and just like keep up with him. Like, you still need to do your work. Even though he's going left, you don't know how quickly he puts the ball onto his left foot. But I would like to see it. Look, and again, obviously, these are just our views and opinions. We do not want to offend anybody. We will
in the process. You will offend someone.
I would like to see a little bit more pressure on those guys. Get the youngsters in. Let's extract the best out of those guys. I think Ronaldo, we can just digress. Ronaldo is only as good as what he is because of people like Messi. And Messi's only as good as what he is because of guys like Ronaldo. So those two kind of fuel each other. And you kind of need competition within your club as well. But the guys also need to know, listen, this is who you're playing. I look at the little bit of sport that I managed to play. I know that you go through some form slumps. And sometimes I just want what's best for the team. And if I'm not playing well, it's okay. I kind of had the bigger picture in mind. Look, let me sit on the bench or sit out this match, recollect my stuff, work on the things that I need to, and then come back even better and even stronger. And those are the
sort of come back.
Me.
I'm I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. And you are one of the best footballers I've ever seen. I mean, really, you are. Like, a lot of Oaks are armchair sportsmen, but you are an actual sportsman. I've seen you play football. Amazing. So you know what these Oaks go through. Well, legit. I mean, there are a few Oaks when we used to play. I mean, get the ball and Oaks would start tracking back already. There are three that come to mind. Yeah, I mean, no one knows who we're talking about, but Ash, Don, and Dee. I mean, those were the Oaks when they got the ball, like, you started tracking back. You were like, oh, damn. Or Nick as well. Nick had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a real sportsman, so you actually know what these Oaks are going through. I'm like, Salah, don't drop your head.
Yeah, competition is good, dude.
Good thing.
I think that's the bottom line. And I can start to see kind of those what's happening now. Chelsea, Frank Lampard, I think, has done really well with that by bringing in his youngsters, forcing his big names to actually play ball. He's proved now that he can compete with these youngsters and his academy. Plus, he's got some great acquisitions that he's just bought now. What's that guy from Ajax? The 10 there.
Yeah, it's Hakim Ziyech.
Yeah, Ziyech. He's come in now. Now you got Timo Werner. So
out winger.
A playmaker that's going to give him the ball. And you've got a goal scorer that's wrecking Europe apart at the moment. Both still very young. So he's gone and created that competitive culture already with his youngsters. Arsenal have started to do that now. There's obviously lots of speculation with Lacazette and Aubameyang that might be leaving. But in the same breath, we've got youngsters like Martinelli, Saka, and Nketiah, who is impressing me with every single game.
He's a dying breed. Poachers don't exist anymore. They don't. And he's the definition of a poacher, if you ask me. He's a dying breed.
All I'm saying is FIFA have got his ratings wrong. His positioning needs to be 99 because he's just in the right spot in the right time, dude.
Always. I mean, that little sneaky little goal of his last week, it was beautiful. It was, a little.
It's that bit of competition now. He went out on loan at Leeds, and then we couldn't get rid of him, and he was just like, okay, cool, well, I'm here to stay. This is what I'm going to do.
That's
probably the only thing that Liverpool is lacking at the moment. There's no internal competition.
Because you've actually really zeroed in.
Robertson to game in and game out. Trent, you're going to play game in and game out.
Game in, game out.
Okay, Virgil's going to play game in and game out. Now the second choice centre back, you're going to float around with Gomez or whatever it is. But then you've got youth and experience. So Gomez is going to be he's been great this season so far. Then in the central midfield, you guys have got Fabinho, Naby Keita, who's leaving if you guys take Thiago. But you understand what I'm saying? Like I'm also. Sure. I think he's a bit of a workhorse, and that's what he does. Nothing special. Like, he's a good player, but there's nothing special.
Not worth the price tag so far.
Yeah.
Because we got him for how much? 83, I think. I mean, come on. Like, come on. Yeah.
So again, even up front. I mean, like Divock Origi, and every single time I say his name, I just like, Origi, because that's kind of what happens. But I mean, he's also been nothing special. He comes in, does the business, and like, I don't think he doesn't want to be starting. I don't know.
I think he does, Don. The problem is what you do as Klopp. Right now is the time that Klopp needs to introduce him in. I personally think a big mistake we made, and I bet you Klopp is reeling, is letting go of Ings. He had that fight.
What has that guy been doing at Southampton? Incredible.
I mean, he's gonna get himself an England call-up with the way it's going. I think he could get an England call-up.
An England call-up?
He could. It's possible.
Who do you take out the squad? I think this is a conversation
not as
another time. Okay, wait.
not as the first choice striker. Absolutely not. But he's definitely putting himself out there. Definitely putting himself out.
I think bottom line is he's scoring goals.
Scoring goals. I think he's on 17.
Average Southampton squad.
If it wasn't for him, I think we would be seeing a very, very different bottom three. Really do. That's how influential he is.
No, for sure.
But then again, give the youngsters a go. Check what Arteta's doing. Is what Arteta's doing 100% sane? I don't think so. Sometimes when I look at his selections, I'm like, especially yesterday, because
dude, what did I say? I called it. I did call it.
You did. I was like, Don called it. The only thing that was wrong was Pepe wasn't there. That was the only thing that was not.
We didn't even need him though. The guys look good. That formation, I like the fact that Saka, you can literally play everywhere.
Anywhere, it doesn't matter where. You can play him at left back. He's fine.
Exactly. That's where we actually started him. So I think that's really good. We need to knuckle down and choose a position for him. That being said,
that's it.
I'm worried
that
we lose either Oba and Lacazette, because that's going to hinder us quite badly.
I personally think you will have one loss. I don't think both are going to go. I think you'll have one. And I think...
You want me to cry?
I think Aubameyang... Yeah, I don't want to be an Arsenal fan when one of them go. Because they really are the mature sort of, let's just call it seasoned players. You know, these are... Yeah. I mean, Lacazette, I know when he joined, I still actually maintain it, not even when he joined. I reckon he's one of the most natural finishers in the Premier League. I do. Put that guy one-on-one. He's scoring. He's scoring. Where's he put? Put Firmino one-on-one. I don't know. I don't know what can happen. You never really know. Yeah, he's going to do the little backward, the little no-look Ronaldinho. I mean,
So, look, I think this has been really awesome, Dave. Let's not. I think this podcast could carry on and be a 17 series.
And I could.
Yeah.
I can talk football for the whole day. Whole day. I can talk football the whole. So now, but I think we've touched on a lot of like salient topics at the moment, like youngsters. What Liverpool could lack, what Arsenal could do better. And a lot of the time, if you think about it, whenever we speak, it's going to be very Arsenal and Liverpool heavy. So
it probably will. I'd like to touch on some of the other teams, and I think maybe for our next discussion, you and I seem to be closet fans of Wolves.
You call it.
I would probably like to discuss them in a little bit more detail. Because again, guys, so like Dave and I, when we decided we were going to head out and just chat a bit of ball, we don't just want to be discussing our teams. You kind of want to watch good football all the time, and you want to see more teams competitive. I mean, when we first started watching football, you probably only had about 4 teams that were going to win the Premier League. Now you've got 8 that could easily compete. I don't know, Dave.
I think so.
Arsenal sitting at 7th.
Well, can you see? Like, you actually could have seen a bottleneck in my brain there, and I was thinking, Arsenal is not that team anymore. But
look, and it's too early to speak.
I believe that Arteta is the man. I think he's the man for the job. Sometimes his selection do really confuse me. Willock and Nelson, when I see them in the same setup, I get a little bit nervous. I think it's a bit weird to blood them both, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, we like good football. I mean, I think another good topic to chat about, and one of my friends actually brought it up the other day from Rhodes. Why are Sheffield so good? Think about it. Like, can you actually narrow it down? There's nothing that I can really say as to why they are so good.
Solid at the back. They don't let goals in, and they take their chance.
Solid at the back. That's the only thing I can think of. Is that they're solid at the back, but these guys won. They're like, and they've got sorry, Sheffield fans, if there are any in South Africa, or
wherever you're listening from, yeah,
wherever you're listening, I mean, let's see how far this gets. But McBurney is a striker that is not a striker. He can't strike a ball to save his life. I mean, he cannot score a goal. He scored this last weekend or this last fixture. I was like, look at his stats. He's got 5 for the season, and he plays 90 minutes every game, pretty much. And you've got Mousset on the bench, who's their top scorer, who just languishes on the bench and just sits there like a fat tomato. And I was like, it's like, honestly, you just like play this. Like, and what happens? He plays Mousset again for like the last 10 minutes. What's going to happen? He's not going to do much. So Sheffield and Wolves have really struck my fancy this season. They really have. Wolves particularly.
Yeah. No, look, I think you and I are. We'd be rushing off the game to get Traore's jersey.
Traore or Jimenez, man. Those Oaks are world beaters at the moment. They are so good.
Yeah, they're just currently they're just not Arsenal beaters, but that's a discussion for another day.
that was
pretty lastly, bro. Lastly,
it was a massive victory for you guys.
The kitchen sink.
That?
Tell me about that.
Yes.
How did you come across that name? Because you just throw everything in the kitchen sink.
Exactly. So I've played fantasy for a long time. And I would say for anyone that's not into football, like I was more of a cricket and rugby sort of guy. I say that quite, not embarrassingly so, but
you're more of a
cricket is still second. It's very, very close to my heart.
But anyways, kitchen sinks, bro. Yeah.
Fantasy, yeah, not cricket. Fantasy. I've been playing fantasy for a long time, and I really believe it makes you sort of delve into the games deeper. You really see who like, I know I've thrown this term around a lot, world beaters are. You want to know who to have on your side. And not a long time ago, probably about 8 seasons ago, my friends and I from Rhodes started like an American style draft league.
Fantasy draft. Okay.
Yeah, you can only pick one player. And I think all of the guys can actually attest to my style is when we had a bidding system, I bid like 3 million for Berbatov, and like that was a ballsy Hail Mary sort of move. Like Berbatov is very lazy sometimes. Like he's either going to score you a hat trick or he's going to do nothing for you on the day. But the kitchen sinks, I tend to throw everything into 2 or 3 players, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, so one good defender, one good midfielder, one forward. It's always been like that.
Who's your top 3 players currently in your fancy draft in the kitchen sinks?
I wish my draft had gone differently, Don. Like I'm very happy because Vardy scored 2 recently, and he's broken that duck, which is huge. I mean, I think he went 8 games without scoring. So he's one of my linchpins. He is still the top scorer in the Premier League. He's been great for me, pretty much a captain choice every single week. Then second,
this is embarrassing.
I don't even want to talk about it, but I'll tell you. With what happened with COVID, right, was an absolute tragedy for many reasons, but one of the biggest casualties of mine was that I lost Heung-min Son. I sold him because he was out for the weekend, or for the season. And what happened is one of my guys in the top 4 with me picked him up. And I was like, I'm not worried. He's only going to be fit for the last 2 games of the season. Now, obviously, he's got a fully fit Son. He's my player, killing me. And then third for me, Virgil van Dijk. Gotta be. He's delivered clean sheets. Often gets a goal. And then my newest acquisition has been very, very good for me is Christian Pulisic. I've loved having him in the side. He's American.
Captain America.
You don't get many like sick American footballers. You don't see it anymore. So it's nice to have a bit of diversity in my team from that perspective. But those have been my players that I've really enjoyed. And then I've also got Pepe as well. I think you would have heard me allude to Pepe earlier. I want to see him play more. I actually sent a meme, and I was like, I don't care if he's just had a good get on the pitch, get me some points, because why he was left out yesterday. But then obviously I've got to ask you as well. You're the one answering me all the questions. I mean, who have been your picks for this?
What? Oh, no. So I try to do the fancy thing. I must be honest, I'm really not great. I think I'd rather slot in and I'd probably do better at the draw because I can go in, make my picks and say, okay, best of luck, boys, see what happens.
Let's see. And then you make a few buys during the season, It's not like you have to change it all the time. Maybe that would work better.
My fantasy league squad now, I spent big money on 3 players. I got solid in defense, Virgil van Dijk. He's going to be playing every game, couple of clean sheets. I got him. Then I spent quite a large sum of money on Kevin De Bruyne.
Huge.
And then I got Aubameyang as well. And then I literally went and just nitpicked small guys or cheaper guys just to slot in there. And look, it hasn't been phenomenal. I'm smashing the middle of the table, much the same as Arsenal. But we go. So but I think maybe we can start discussing those things. I think moving forward, Dave and I will definitely put together our team of the week. I think that'll be something interesting. We'll start right at the back, and then we can see how it goes. But Dave, Drew, thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Fun, man. I could have done this for another 3 hours, but yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Let's keep it short and punchy, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Sweet, guys. Thanks for listening. Remember to share, and we'll be in touch soon. See you guys next week.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, peeps.